Hello everybody! Today I would like to present you my presentation on why do people need holidays. My name is Jунусова. I'm a teacher of English in Nazarbayev Intellectual School IB. This lesson is prepared for grades 7, 8 or 9. Overview. So every culture has its own special traditions and reasons for celebrating, and in this lesson students will learn how holidays and festivals are celebrated all over the globe. Students will explore celebrations, traditions from their home countries, and then investigate those from other parts of the world. In a culminating activity, students will share their information. This lesson is designed so that it can be done as a single classroom presentation with students collaborating in pairs or small groups and using various sources such as books, the internet for research. So, as you've mentioned, you need to have laptops in your classroom prepared, and you need to have books if it is needed. You need to have your students ready for the lesson. Objectives of the lesson. Students will understand that countries and cultures from around the world celebrate holidays with unique traditions, foods, clothing and activities. Second, students will gain an in-depth knowledge of a holiday celebration from another part of the world. Third, students will demonstrate an appreciation for a holiday that is celebrated by another country or culture by sharing what is learned about the holiday. First activity, which was taken as a warm-up to get students involved, you need to start dividing students into groups of 4. Then you need to give them a task with the main question, why do people need holidays? Of course, from the first side, it can be this question can be seen as a broad topic and broad question to give the answer in 5 minutes. But you shouldn't concentrate on that. First of all, you need to give this question and ask this question because you need to know overall general information in their heads, in their mind, what do they expect from the lesson and what do they think about this. So in 5 minutes they need to take notes, and of course they need to present these notes to you. First of all, they need to present these notes to each other because they're in groups of 4. So all kids, if you have like 12 students in your group, so you can divide into groups of 4. In each group you will have 3 students. 3 students will start thinking about these questions together. They will try to give the answer, why do people need holidays? In 5 minutes, they will try to think of like in bullet points. Do not ask them to give long sentences. Just tell them to give the answer in bullet points, like or in 1 till 5 bullet points. Brief information. A holiday is a day set aside by custom or by law on which normal activities, especially business or work, are suspended or reduced. Generally, holidays are intended to allow individuals to celebrate or commemorate an event or tradition of cultural or religious significance. Holidays may be designated by governments, religious institutions, or other groups or organizations. The degree to which normal activities are reduced by a holiday may depend on local laws, customs, the type of job being held, or even personal choices. So as you can see, this brief information was given just to give general information what is holiday, because your student may not know what the holiday is. So you can briefly give the definition of this and explain them what is holiday. Let's talk about the types of the holiday. National holiday, international holiday, and federal holiday. So there are three types. First of all, you can ask your students what do they know about the national holiday, international holiday, and federal holiday. If they do not know anything about that, or they are pretending that they do not know anything about that, you can give explanations, so definitions of these three types of holiday. National holiday is or also can be called a public holiday when the whole country celebrates and has day off day from work. International holiday, mostly understood that holiday is celebrated in several countries, but not always a public holiday and can be working day. So if we're going back to national holiday, it can be like Independence Day, 16th of December in Kazakhstan. If we're talking about the international holiday, it can be understood as the 8th of March, Women's Day. So federal holiday is a public holiday in federation or region only. Typically, the states or provinces within a federation are free to declare their own public holidays. In some cases, federal holidays are binding on the states, and in others, they are only official holidays for the specific region only. So as you can understand that, for example, it is not the holiday which exists in our country, so we can skip it. This is the activity which will be given for students. So you can give the questions. So first of all, you need to divide them into pairs, and students will ask each other questions and take notes. So there will be student A and student B, and each student will have 5 questions. Student A will ask student B, and student B will ask student A. So here are 10 questions, which I divided into 2. Do you like holidays? What holidays do you celebrate? What holidays do you really look forward to? Are there holidays in other countries or religions that you wish were also celebrated in your country? These are questions which will be asked from the other students. And student B, coming to the questions of student B, how would you feel if there weren't any holidays? What holiday food do you like? What are the pros and cons of spending holidays with your family, with your friends, or alone? Are there enough holidays in your country for which workers get day off or day? So you can see what kind of answers they get, and you can see the difference of these answers. As you can see here, given another activity, debate. 2 questions can be raised here or more. It depends on you. I decided to get only 2. This is holidays are too commercialized. You put on weight during certain holidays. This debate questions can be chosen by you. For example, you can get only 1 holidays are too commercialized, and have 2 teams, for and against team. For example, 6 people can go to the for group, and 6 people can go to the against group. So here, as you can see, we have 12 students. I have 12 students in my group, and I'm going to divide them into 2 groups. 6 of them will be for, and 6 of them will be against. And then I'm going to explain them rules of this debate. And this is also will be formative assessment for them. You will be part of the debate team of 3 or 4 people, and your team will be either in favor or against the topic. The goal is to win the debate by persuading the audience that your ideas are better than the other teams. Each member of the team will have a specific role. The first speaker introduces all the ideas of the team and present the first point, for or against globalization, one topic. Speakers from the opposing team can ask questions to destroy the other team's ideas. The second speaker rebuts the first speaker's idea and represents or presents their idea. Speakers from the opposing team can ask questions to destroy the other team's ideas. The third speaker summarizes all the ideas of the team and summarizes the rebuttals of their team. Each speaker will speak for 3 minutes. If you do not use the whole time or speak too long, you may lose your points. And the assessment criterion will be A. Why it is formative assessment? Because it seems like summative assessment, like big assessment. But this formative assessment can be taken as a big formative assessment because it consists of a lot of small formative assessments like planning or outlining, then outlining your topic. So then preparing for the debate, like giving arguments and taking this argument, then creating rebuts to this argument. These can be also little parts of the formative. So then you come to this bigger formative assessment as a debate. It is also useful activity which can be used in your lesson, or if you want, you can divide this lesson, this whole presentation, into little parts, and you can use it as one part of the big whole lesson. Here I'm coming to the holidays, and I would like to present you Nauruz, Kazakh New Year. Personally decided that it is better to start from your own country, as I mentioned in very previous and very beginning presentation, because we need to start from ourselves. Then we can go further and we can go globally. So first of all, we need to know our own holidays, and after that we can know about different countries' holidays. Here, as it is given Nauruz Kazakh New Year, it is presented that it is given here a little information about Nauruz. Nauruz is a very important holiday for Kazakhs, which marks the beginning of a new year. It is celebrated several days, starting from 21st of March, the day of the spring equinox. Nauruz means new day. It is celebrated in the great steppes from ancient times. Nauruz symbolizes goodness and wealth, happiness and love, and a great friendship day, since this holiday is common for many nations. So as you can see, here you can stop for a little bit and say that this holiday is not for only Kazakh. This is also for a lot of Asian countries such as Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan. They also celebrate Nauruz. During Nauruz, celebrations past offenses are forgiven and forgotten, and everybody makes a wish to leave all badness behind and bring renewal in the new year. So, and then you can go, for example, celebration of the new year, 31st of December, when a lot of people also do this. They want to leave all badness behind and bring renewal in the new year. So, as Nauruz is the Kazakh New Year, so and we also celebrate, for example, the New Year, 31st of December. So you can make connections. Here, as you can see, we can also have like visual interpretation. You can give this picture, and in this picture you can see different you can see or you can look at this picture from different perspective, and you can give a chance to students to talk about this picture for a little bit, so they can think about these girls, or they can think about the cities in here. They can start analyzing this picture, and you can spend on this picture for about 10-15 minutes, and they can take notes on that, their own notes, and then after taking notes they can present their notes in front of the class, and it will also help them to formulate further understanding of the holiday. As I said before, this is visual interpretation activity can consist of 2 steps. First, write 5 main details of the picture. As you can see here, they need to know or they need to find 5 main details of the picture. Second, work in pairs and exchange ideas. So then they go to their pairs, and maybe this can be groups, and also they can start exchanging their own ideas within the pair or within the group. Celebration of Nowruz. Here again you are giving little information like brief history of the Nowruz and celebration of that, and you are going to ask your students take notes on that, and if they really know about this they can just read it. During the Nowruz holiday, large and small cities, villages become festival centers. Feltry yurts, traditional nomad houses are erected in city centers, and rich dastarkhan table is laid down in each of them. City squares get full of yurts, and many performances take place there. Here one can learn about the culture and lifestyle of nomads and find people wearing beautiful natural clothes, listen to Kazakh songs and play of musical instruments, etc. In holiday exhibitions and fairs, traditional gifts and souvenirs are sold. So here you can stop and you can brainstorm what they learned before and ask them some details or main words from this very work, so from this very presentation. There can be different words and there can be different aspects your students are going to tell you, but then you can continue. So usually young people gather around Altıbakan, which is a large hanging swing with colorful decorations where songs are sung and traditional games are played. During Nowruz holiday, many famous stars give concerts in cities, and the holiday is completed by fireworks. So then you can ask, how many holidays do we have in our country? How many holidays do you know? What kind of holidays do you know? So do you like them? Or if you do not like, why? If you do like, why? So this kind of questions can be raised up. Concerning the Nowruz, you can also ask different questions, and what kind of Kazakh songs do you know, which people sing during the Nowruz celebrations, or what kind of beautiful national clothes do people wear during the celebration of Nowruz. So this kind of interesting questions can be raised up by you or by your students. Then we're coming to the dishes served during Nowruz. There are a lot of dishes, and of course your students might know, may know, can know, should know, or must know. So as I mentioned, this all modal verbs, you should mention that there are different students and they know in different levels. They have their perception in different levels. So you need to mention that different dishes served during Nowruz, and what are they? You can ask them, and they can show their knowledge, and after that you can show them your own presented information. So first of all, of course, Nauruz Koje is the most important of all meals during these days and a main symbol of Nauruz, since it is prepared specially for this day. This should be importantly mentioned. Nauruz Koje is special for its unique recipe. Traditionally, 7 different ingredients are added to Nauruz Koje, which may vary, but basically these ingredients include water, meat, salt, milk or yogurt, one type of grain chosen from rice, corn or wheat, and others. 7 ingredients symbolize 7 virtues or qualities such as joy, success, intelligence, wealth, health, agility, and security. During the celebration of Nauruz, the koje is offered to all guests in any city or village of Kazakhstan. Besides other traditional Kazakh meals such as beshparmak, qurdak, baursak, and many types of meals made from milk, yogurt, curd, cream, butter, cheese, etc. are also, of course, offered. And here you can stop for a little bit and give interesting facts. Between 1926 and 1988, Nauruz holiday was not officially celebrated in Kazakhstan. You can mention about this because Kazakh Soviet Socialistic Republic those days. So we were not allowed to mention about our own holiday. We were not allowed to celebrate it officially. Of course we celebrated, but we were not allowed to celebrate it officially. So this should be also mentioned. In 2009, 3 days of Nauruz holiday starting 21st of March were officially announced bank holidays in Kazakhstan. So 21st, 22nd and 23rd. Next, September 30, 2009, Nauruz was included in the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity by the UNESCO. Since then, 21st of March is announced International Day of Navruz or Nauruz. So this kind of interesting facts also your students can know or might know, but who knows? You should give them these interesting facts, and after that you need to make sure that they are interested in that. And then you are giving reading exercise, but before reading exercise you need to go and do the before reading exercise, and then while and after reading exercise. While reading exercise is, of course, taking note. After reading exercise is creating questions and working in pairs and ask questions. This, of course, is about celebration of Nauruz. This is, of course, about dishes served during Nauruz, and this is, of course, interesting facts. So, while and after reading exercises are devoted to these previous slides. Then we're going to the exercise with video watching. Before the video watching, you need to give time to your students to think about 5 activities which you can do while Nauruz. So they can list you, or they can give a list of these activities. If they are struggling with that, you can help them. And then you can formulate or have a joint list of activities which people do while Nauruz. So, then you are going to show them video. This video is about the Nauruz, and in this video you can find a little information about Nauruz itself. You can find information about different perspectives, from different perspectives, because this video was presented by the foreigner, and you can see his attitude towards Nauruz. Your students should do what? While and after watching exercises, while watching this video, they need to take notes, and they need to try to catch every single detail of this video. After the watching exercise, so they need to create questions, they need to ask questions, and after that they can write a little composition or reflection. For example, in reflection they can write that they liked the video or they didn't like the video because it was not true, or they liked the video because it was informative, or something like this. This exercise depends on you only, because you can choose whether to choose between composition or reflection, or they can just draw a picture of this video, they can have bullet points, also they can have like oral presentation after watching this video. So there are different activities which can be used after watching exercise. So here I would like to give you PEE structure. Why did I give PEE structure here? Because as we've mentioned before, we're going to write a little composition. But for writing a little composition, you need to teach them how to write. And PEE structure can help you how to write. So PEE structure, this is paragraph, evidence, and explanation structure. Overview of PEE structure. PEE is an acrostic for the most basic elements of argument structure. This can be paragraph or point, evidence, and explanation. We use PEE structure in the text of the self-study because we are making arguments or evaluations of how well we are fulfilling the criteria, which means that when we are using evidence, we will be contextualizing that evidence using points and explanations. So see, before writing, you need to teach how to write. So this PEE structure can easily help your students teach your students how to write. Description. The point is the argument itself. In the self-study, the point will often be directly connected to a specific part of the core component or criterion. In this case, you are going to get the criterion D because you are going to use writing. So in writing, which you are going to get or which you are going to take, you need to think about the writing part mostly. Evidence can come in a variety of forms, including examples, statistics, narratives, quotations from the documents, examples of practices, list of programs. Here you are going to use, of course, video. However, there is a difference between raw data and evidence. Evidence is contextualized and explained, whereas raw data is not. So, as you can find from the video, this is mostly evidence. This is not raw data. So, because in the video you can find a lot of explained information, you can find a lot of examples, quotations. If a reader doesn't know what point the evidence is supporting, then it is not evidence yet. So, you need to make sure that your students are giving real evidences. So, we avoid using raw data because it is confusing and hard to read. It lacks context. So, while writing their piece, they need to know that they are not using raw data. So, if they're giving one sentence or information, they need to be sure that this information is proved and it exists in the video, and they need to be sure that they're going to give the answer to this. Okay, explanation serves two functions: establishing the connection between the evidence and the point, and interpreting or explaining the significance and meaning of the evidence. So here, as you've mentioned, if they give evidence, they need to explain why. Again, go back to the PE structure: point, evidence, and explanation. For example, in the video, they're talking about one point as celebration of Nauruz is very important for the country. So they're going to give the evidence to this question from the video, based on the video. Then they're going to explain why did they give this evidence. So all should be connected: point, evidence, and explanation. Common problems: data dumping, evidence with no point or explanation. I said about that before. And using points and evidence with no explanations to connect the work back to the criterion. So if they have point and evidence and no explanation, there is no PE structure. If they have point and evidence, they have to have explanation. Let's identify the point, evidence, and explanation. Point: Michael thinks that scaling smells awful. Let's go to the evidence. What is the evidence? I try not to breathe, not to smell him. This is evidence. So let's go to the explanation part. Even though Michael is helping scaling, he doesn't want to smell the horrible smell coming from him. See the difference. So evidence: I try not to breathe, not to smell him. This can be an evidence. So then person explains, even though Michael is helping Skelly, he doesn't want to smell the horrible smell coming from him. So it is explanation. Thank you for your attention. It was a pleasure for me to present this presentation. I hope that it is helpful and useful. Goodbye.